Hello and welcome to AISD-TV News for the week of October 19th. I'm Javione. I'm not saying it's been a while since we did a last newscast, but it's been long enough that we've opened a new building. So yes, I guess it's been a while. But our Haley Wehr is on top of things.
I'm here at the brand new Natatorium inside the AISD Athletics Complex. This is the first time since the swim program began in 1974 that the Arlington ISD has had its very own facility. And what a beautiful space this is. Where most natatorium walls are white or a solid color, our walls have colors and patterns that provide a warm and inviting space for everyone. We are currently standing where the spectators will be able to see all the action down below, a bird's eye view of the pool. The swimmers love how the water feels, saying it is smooth and fast. With all that said, today we have with us brand new position, Aquatics Coordinator and Natatorium Director, Suzanne Dangelmaier. Coach Dangelmaier, can you tell me about that first day of practice on October 6th?
The athletes were excited to be home. They wanted to be the first one in the water. Lamar was going against Arlington and Sam Houston against Bowie. Whoever wanted to be in first, they were going to dive in first. But it was great. The coaches were excited to be here. It was almost brought me to tears because I've been working in the district for almost 20 years. And to finally realize that they have a home for the coaches and for the swimmers was just breathtaking.
About how many people were in the water there?
We had about 110 athletes there, and they were just so excited. The water felt great, felt fast. In fact, two of the Marcus swimmers came up to me and said they swam the fastest 50 ever.
You've already held your first swim meet. How did that go, and what did our visitors think about the facility?
This swim meet went spectacular. The athletes had a wonderful experience, and the visitors couldn't believe what they saw when they walked in. Everyone could hear, the sound was great, it was awesome.
And your husband is also a swim coach. How does it feel having all the power?
About 6 or 7 years ago, Arlington ISD did a story on myself and my husband, and I worked with Arlington and he worked for Lamar, and we were pitted up against each other saying competition in the house. Well, now there's no competition, I'm the boss.
Thank you, Coach Dangelmaier.
You're very welcome. Thank you for coming out to see our wonderful facility.
This is Haley Wehr at Arlington ISD's Natatorium.
Thanks, Haley. And since that story had to do with sports, let's stick with that theme, but on a national level. If you watched Monday Night Football, on Monday of course, you may have noticed a familiar face during halftime. That's because Sam Houston High School player Javione Carr was featured on the segment they do called NFL Generations. Javione talked with Cowboy star DeMarcus Lawrence about his season. We also had a chance to catch up with Javione to talk about what it was like to be on Monday Night Football.
I'm DeMarcus Lawrence, number 90 with the Cowboys. We're going to watch a couple of, clips of film, break it down, see how we can get better and go from there, all right?
My name is Javione Carr. I'm 17, and I play safety for Sam Houston High School.
Cool. Here we go. All right, let me see this hit right here. Ooh. Yeah, that's a good hit. Was you anticipating this quarterback run?
Somewhat.
You already knew they like to run with the quarterback, huh?
It was actually great getting the exposure needed for college and to get recruited.
D-line coach, I always tell D-linemen, once the tackle goes down, your hand should go to his head, and then your hand should go up. And just playing technique, and really blessed that the ball just came to my hands, dog. Yeah, you probably would have caught that without even bobbling it, huh?
Yeah, maybe.
It was great talking to him because it was a new experience, and he gave great tips on how to get better and improve my game.
We're having to do things a little differently this year. So instead of telling you who our employees of the month are, we're going to encourage you to look for their names on social media. Dr. Cavazos is making the rounds to surprise those winners today. So we just want to congratulate all 4 of them. By now, you know who you are. And now for sports with Haley.
If you haven't had enough sports, if that were even possible, I'm back again with even more sports for you. Last weekend was week 4 of the football season, and I've got a couple of game highlights for you. Last Thursday, the South Grand Prairie Warriors scored first against the Bowie Vols on this 15-yard run from Taquarius Smith. Bowie's quarterback Drayvon Ponder keeps the ball and travels 53 yards to tie the game up, making it a 7-7 game at the half. The third quarter had Warriors' Troy Whitaker breaking through the line and down the sideline as he scored SGP's second touchdown. The Volunteers answer back on this Ponder keeper from a yard out. Halfway into the fourth quarter, it's Ponder to Trent Scott for this 30-yard score, giving the Volunteers their first lead and they never looked back. On Bowie's next possession, it's Ponder to Scott, who throws it downfield, where Josh Kelly pulls up with another 6 for Bowie. With 2.5 minutes left in the game, Tridell Talley intercepts a rushed pass, cementing the end of South Grand Prairie chances. Bowie wins, 28-14. The following night, Seguin hosted the Everman Bulldogs. We pick up the action with Jonathan Wilson punching it in from 3 yards out for the Bulldogs' second touchdown. The Cougars come back with Xavier Gordon hitting TJ Chikwura for the 64-yard touchdown to close out the first quarter. Everman scored again in the second quarter on the 16-yard pass from Juan Davis to Jaheim Patterson. Seguin was able to add another 6 in the third quarter on this Gordon keeper. It was a close game, but the Bulldogs end up with the win, 30-28. Elsewhere across the district, Martin opens up in the second half against the Arlington Colts and win big on homecoming, 52-21. And the Gophers of Grand Prairie hole up Sam Houston Texans in their 47-19 win. After the first week of district play, Bowie, Martin, Grand Prairie, and South Grand Prairie are your top 4 teams. It's Bowie at Lamar, Martin at South Grand Prairie, bye week for Sam Houston, and homecoming games for Arlington, who host Grand Prairie, and Seguin, who host Waco University. That's it for sports. I'm Haley Wehr, and I'll see you in the stands.
Thanks, Haley. And that wraps us up for this week as well. For AISD-TV News, I'm Gadir Alvidi. Thanks, and have a safe week.